So in one of my recent videos, I unboxed this. Well, it just says compact iron. Since unboxing this, I've learnt that the reason why they have the 110 to 240 volt switch is because it's actually a transportable iron. You're supposed to be able to take it with you when you go on holidays. I didn't realize when I bought this thing. I thought that it was more a, just for sewing, but no, it's but the box doesn't really tell you any of that. I have to admit, I do like plain packaging, but this really limits the, the detail. And the made in China is a bit, well, that's basically everything these days. Anyway, I got this one during the Black Friday sale. I did get a couple of dollars off, although not as much as I was hoping for. But still, this is a quote-unquote better iron. Packaging basically states that it's, well, international voltage, so yay. It's also less powerful, but who knows if this actually does draw 800 watts. What confuses me regarding this is it doesn't directly say where it's made on the box, but it does say refined and engineered in Australia, or AUS, which I'm assuming is Australia. The other thing is this is sealed, which I feel a whole lot better about. So, with that, I'm going to unbox this one, and the best part is I get to open it. One and two. So let's see what Sunbeam have done. And as I've said before, I like boxes like this that you can easily reseal. Just because you remove the security part doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to reuse the box. Alright, let's take a look at the manual. Travel Pro. Regular cautionary details. Alright, so dual voltage switches at the back. 1.8 meter cord. So that's almost 2 meters. Now this is something that this iron didn't have, which is explains exactly what this is about. And I like that. Cleaning. To clean the exterior of your iron, wipe over with a damp cloth and wipe dry. Caution, do not use harsh abrasive chemicals. Cleaner solvents may damage the exterior as well as damage the surface of the iron itself. Do not iron over sharp objects such as buttons, studs, zippers. These will scratch the surface. Wipe the saw plate. Caution, do not use scouring pads, abrasive or harsh cleaners on the non-stick surface. And then you got a bunch of notes. Ooh, looks like that's designed for European. Oh, here we go. Now I saw this on the packaging and I was curious about some kind of plastic bag. I wonder how that would hang up to heat stress. It shouldn't be too difficult to make one of these. Which is, I've made something like this before, but I'd really like to do another one that's more professional. Oh, sweet, only 5 minutes in. Ooh. Hold on a minute. Alright, that's different. Now this is really different. It's wrapped in tissue paper. Okay, so Sunbeam gets a point for packaging. Not using plastic. Alright, so already the base I do actually like. Because you... this iron back here was more exposed and you could actually see the wiring inside, which was a bit... This, not so much. I like the cable better. Alright, that feels a lot better to push. I mean, the one in this one was... This is better. Alright, so I'm going to try to fill this up. And I've got my main iron here. Well, the jug for it. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, I have to admit, I like the design of this jug. Well, with the hole at the tip there. Alright, I'm guessing that is... Oh no, you got a maximum line on the side here. I'm not going to put any more water in there. So I'm going to quickly take this one out of its box. So, if I can do that. Oh. That is not good. Oh. Alright, so this one having a collapsible, well, the Semco, that being collapsible, it's like, not really important. I mean, it does help with a little bit on size and would prevent this from crashing into something, but if it's up like this and too much force, you could end up breaking it. This one doesn't exactly have a maximum line. This being in the handle is a bit weird for me. So if I hold that. Now, so already off the bat, the fact that water will easily leak out of this and it doesn't seal it, that's a bit of a downer for me, but then again, this one's pretty bad itself. So if I hold that closed, I don't know if you can tell, but the Semco is definitely bigger. And the switch, the multi-voltage switch, that I prefer it on the Sunbeam, to be honest. It's clearly labelled, although I'm wondering if that's ever going to rub off. I wonder what that hole's for. I have to admit, I do like the cable better. Alright, let's plug this in. Here we go. Now this is something more interesting. This handle has that bit, this hole here, which allows you to grip onto the plug better. This I like. The Semco one, it's just your sort of standard plug, which is problematic. So no, I've got to give them points on this. Now, you can get away without putting that hole in just by making a base that someone can easily grab a hold of. Alright. I mean, it's not having a collapsible handle. I don't know, this just feels... Well, it feels like a hollow piece of plastic, which is all it is. I mean, the iron surface itself being a little small, that's not a real bother, but... Alright, so the notation mark for the heat is there. put that like that and let that heat up. Now this is linen, and I'm going to see how it irons it out. You know, it doesn't look like you can easily get the water out of this one. That's a concern. So set that to steam. Yeah, it's still warming up. I have to admit, I like it when you can twist and on this iron. You can do that almost. I like that as a function, but it's probably a little too loose, so you could twist it around too many times. There we go, now it's warmed up. I'm not too happy with how that sprays the water out. Let's try that. Yeah, it's just sort of running out. Oh no, there's the steam. Maybe I didn't let this warm up long enough. Alright, let's try this area. That is not comfortable holding it that way. So really the idea, I wanted to use this to make a hem, flatten it out and then iron it, to iron it flat like this. I think I put way too much water in here. Well, that works. So what happens when I do this? Yeah, see, really, actually I should be ironing more like this. Just so you know, I don't use an iron every day. The only time I use it when I'm doing sewing, so that's when I'm intending to use this thing. Now this one was, its normal price, at least at the shop I bought it from, was $40. Considering the other one was like $15 normally. I think I maybe spent a little more on this than I would have liked. Even at the discount of like 36. Yep, so it just requires you to let this thing heat up for a while before it does any good. Now remember, this isn't cotton. This is linen. And I probably should have grabbed some cotton to test this out on. But ironing in this position is a bit it's painful. It's not the right way of doing it. Alright. So I am going to turn the iron off. And then I'm going to unplug it and say that is a lot easier to unplug. Oof. So let's try emptying the water from this and see how it goes. Oh, that was a lot better than I was expecting. Okay, that's good. So I set that to dry. Now, offhand, just looking at this, that arrow, which signifies this is the pointer for steam or dry, it's skewed by all these knobs. Now they're useful. I'll say that makes it easy to hold that. And when you push it down, your finger isn't going to accidentally slip off because you've got the little guards. But having that colorized, the same color like blue, that would make it stick out more, especially it's embossed. But now the other thing I'll say is that this part of the iron, this is hot. I can still feel the heat from this. Up here it's not. Up here it's still cold. I mean, I feel comfortable just putting my hand out, and yes, these are quite thin and I can feel heat through, well, through the gloves. The way this sticks out could be a bit of a downer. Let's see what happens when I do that. Alright, so at least if you shove this in here, it doesn't feel like it's just going to melt straight away. Although, with that fold, I would like to know what this bag is made out of, because I would really hope that it's heat proof. Alright, so overall, yes, this is definitely better iron than this one. The entry point for where the water you fill in, generally standard. The Semco, I like how this is rotatable, but I am concerned because it could just keep going away, and that bend in the cable, just, yeah. Still, I would have liked this one to have had the same sort of turn in it, just so it's not sticking out like that. The big thing is about this button. Now, like this button could, this LED could be seen, difficult to see. On here, it's a little bit more. Personally, I think this is more visible with it being on the side like that. I mean, having a larger heating plate. If you're looking for a travel iron, bigger size would be better. But because I'm not, this the Sunbeam one, it's more convenient for what I'm looking for. I suppose there's a bit of way. Now the handle being as hollow as it is and small, yeah, see me holding like that, that feels comfortable. This feels strange to me. Because while I do occasionally use an iron, this doesn't feel right. This does. Honestly. Now this, I feel there's a better seal on this one than there is on this one, on the Sunbeam. The Sunbeam doesn't have that grip, where this one, it's got a tiny lip, so at least if it pulls up, it's not going to just pop off by itself. Water, there's a little air hole in there. This one, it has that lip, but it doesn't go all the way around. And as you could see before, some water did leak out, so my fear would be that, well, water goes everywhere easily with this one. So if I was you, and you were using this iron for your own thing, don't fill it completely. I'd suggest maybe the minimum of 30 mils to fill it. Or put in there, and don't completely fill it up like I did, because it was a bit harsh, a bit rushed. I do like the carry bag option. That is good. That I like. Tissue paper. Far better idea. You know, I very rarely see an appliance that's wrapped in anything other than paper or just completely empty. So having this wrapped in tissue paper when it comes out of the box, that's great. I like that. That is a positive sign. I do question whether or not the Earth is being utilized for this at all, or if it's just an international thing. Sunbeam in Australia, made in China, type blah blah blah. Designed by Sunbeam. Okay, so designed in Australia, made in China. You can't argue with that, unfortunately. Well, technically you can, but yeah. The cost of doing business is sometimes far greater than people expect or believe. So, if I wrap this back up, I would say maybe $25 I would have been happy paying for this. Not the full amount that I did. Okay, that's still way too warm to put back. Whoops. That, having that little... Yeah, so this one has the same sort of thing, but there's more space between the actual iron and the plastic on that one. Yeah. So what I'm going to do with the Semco, I might give it to someone at TAFE. If I ever get notification that I need to pay for that damn course. Oop, careful. Yeah, I think I might give the this one away. If you're wondering why, I don't just take it back because I don't feel comfortable doing it. That and returning stuff is... I only do it if the item is broken. Probably not a good idea to stick that like that. And this wasn't broken, I just didn't like it. I just don't like it, sorry. Anyway. Definitely better with the manual. Huh. New South Wales. 2-year replacement warranty guaranteed. Storage, cleaning. Alright. Well, I'm going to say for now, that's this video, and yibbity yibbita.